They say every great story starts with once upon a time. Well, this is our story. Our story begins in Greenville, North Carolina, where tucked away in a modest home lived a young boy named Jimmy Donaldson. Now, Jimmy wasn't your typical kid. Oh, sure. He played video games and all that jazz, but his real passion lay in the digital realm of YouTube. You see, Jimmy had an old computer, the kind that probably had more stickers on it than a kindergarten classroom. And every day after school, he would come home, do his homework, eat some dinner, then retreat to his room for a feast of YouTube videos. Now, don't get us wrong, we love YouTube too, but back then it was different. There were no TikTok dances or Instagram influencers. Instead, there was something raw, authentic, and real. And young Jimmy soaked it all in. By the time he was 13, he was a pro. Not the kind of pro that was making million-dollar videos, mind you, but the kind of pro that knew every last bit of YouTube trivia. He knew which videos went viral and why, which ones flopped and why. In fact, he knew the entire algorithm inside out. So one day, armed with his trusty camera, an old camcorder to be precise, and fueled by gallons of Mountain Dew, Jimmy decided to take the plunge. Anyways, the videos were simple, just clips of him playing video games. Nothing groundbreaking, no crazy stunts, no expensive effects. Just a kid having fun. And while they were far from cinematic masterpieces, there was something undeniably charming about them. You see, and like many kids his age who saw YouTube as a hobby, Jimmy was serious. He wasn't just uploading videos for kicks or trying to become an overnight sensation. No, Jimmy was in it for the long haul. It wasn't that he was super rich and could afford top-notch equipment or had a team of editors and producers at his beck and call. What Jimmy had was pure passion. And that, my friends, is a force to be reckoned with. As the weeks turned into months, Jimmy continued to upload video after video, each one better than the last. He experimented with different styles, tried new things and above all, listened to his audience. He wasn't just making videos for himself anymore. He was making them for everyone who sat down, popped some popcorn, and tuned in to watch. And then it happened. Jimmy's dedication paid off in a big way. One of his videos, a simple countdown of sorts where he counted to 100,000, went viral. We know it sounds boring, but trust us, it was anything but. The way he presented it, the editing, the sheer absurdity of the task itself, it all came together to create something truly special. And before Jimmy knew it, he was being bombarded with notifications. His subscriber count was skyrocketing, and his inbox was filled with messages from viewers all over the world. Overnight, Jimmy Donaldson, the kid who spent most of his time alone playing video games, became an internet sensation. But here's the thing. And like many who find themselves in the spotlight, Jimmy didn't change. He didn't let the adulation go to his head or think that he was better than everyone else. No. Jimmy stayed grounded, humble and true to himself. In fact, if you took a peek into his life at that point, you wouldn't have seen a lot of change. He was still living in the same house, still hanging out with the same friends and still drinking way too much Mountain Dew. Sure, now those videos were getting millions of views and he was raking in thousands of dollars. But for Jimmy, it was still just about making people smile. Don't get us wrong, we're not saying Jimmy's life hasn't changed. It has. In ways he could have never imagined. But it hasn't changed him. And that, my friends, is a testament to the kind of person he is. In the years that followed, MrBeast continued to grow. His videos became bigger, bolder and more spectacular. He introduced new characters like his mom, who became a fan favorite, and his brother, who decided to join in on the fun. Every video was a mini-adventure, full of surprises, challenges, and a whole lot of heart. But here's the secret sauce to MrBeast's success. It wasn't just about the views or the money, although those were nice perks. For Jimmy, it was about creating experiences. He wanted to make people feel something. He wanted them to laugh, to gasp in surprise, or to pull for the underdog. And let's face it, who doesn't love a good underdog story? Remember that pizza delivery guy we mentioned earlier? Yeah, well, MrBeast gave him a house. Why? Because he could. But also because it made people feel good. It was a reminder that kindness goes a long way and that one man's trash is another man's treasure. He didn't just hand the guy a check and let him fend for himself. No, he made sure the house was perfect, fixing it up and furnishing it just the way the delivery guy had always dreamed of. It was a fairy tale ending, a happily ever after. And for MrBeast, that was the best part. But it wasn't just about grand gestures and pizza delivery guys. MrBeast had a heart as big as Texas, and he wasn't afraid to use it. He donated hundreds of thousands to strangers, helped families in need, and even launched massive charity projects. When natural disasters struck, MrBeast was there. When communities needed help, MrBeast was leading the charge. He didn't just sit back and watch. He rolled up his sleeves and got to work. And guess what? It worked. People loved it. They admired him for his generosity, his compassion, and his willingness to make the world a better place. But here's the irony. Through all of this, Jimmy was still that same humble kid from North Carolina. He wasn't driving around in a Lamborghini, didn't have gold-plated everything, and wasn't hanging out at the hottest clubs. No, Jimmy was still living his life, albeit with a few more zeros in his bank account. He reinvested every dollar he made back into his videos, constantly improving, upgrading, and upping the ante. For Jimmy, it was all about the content. That's what made him happy, that and a good old game of basketball. But even that came with a twist. Jimmy wasn't just playing for fun. No, he played with the same intensity he put into his videos. He was competitive, determined, and never gave up. It didn't matter if he was facing off against a bunch of 10-year-olds or seasoned veterans, Jimmy brought his A game. After all, he was a MrBeast, wasn't he? Now, we know all this might sound like a fairy tale, or rags to riches story where the hero conquers all and lives happily ever after. But you know what? That's exactly what it is. It's a fairy tale come to life through the eyes of a kid who dared to dream, who dared to believe that he could make a difference. And guess what? He did. Today, MrBeast isn't just a YouTube sensation. He's a cultural icon. His videos have racked up billions of views, and he has millions of subscribers who eagerly await his next move. But here's the thing. For Jimmy, it's not about the numbers. Sure, they're impressive and a testament to his hard work and dedication. But for Jimmy, it's about more than that. It's about making people laugh, smile, and feel something. It's about bringing a little joy into their lives and reminding them that anything is possible. As we wrap up our tale of MrBeast, remember this: Jimmy's story isn't just his. It's ours too. It's the story of anyone who's ever dared to dream big, who has ever believed in the power of imagination, and who has ever had the courage to follow their passion. So the next time you're feeling down, the next time you think your dreams are too big or your goals are too lofty, remember Jimmy Donaldson, the kid who became MrBeast. He didn't do it with fancy equipment, a huge budget, or a team of experts. He did it with passion, creativity, and an unwavering belief in himself. So go out there, embrace your weirdness, follow your dreams, and never, ever give up. You never know when your big break might happen. And hey, who knows? You might just be the next MrBeast. But until then, keep hustling, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep believing. After all, that's how legends are made. And with that, our story of MrBeast comes to an end. If you enjoyed this tale and want more stories like it, subscribe so you never miss an episode.